You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch. What you talking about? Hit that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Shawball shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All the hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walk around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the solid and I show her. She could never get a priest hold. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And a sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that big mugger. I say, hit that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named is Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR 223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, the clip like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a reaper. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road, boy. I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Command and general get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stuck his ass like a cat. All weapons boys full of tech. Ball like a close comeback. They got popped off for a neck. Hit that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named is Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said, we ain't gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga, too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Back row.
This shit go right.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than the ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My cold captain, riding on this whole rampers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swarm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this world in my whole life, It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, mad black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, we see in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. It's that God flow, it's that shit that rappers die for. It's that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo. Escobar, I be at the ball like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that black work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. White is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And kid, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life, my whole life.
Shalom, Israel. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge start on the 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Command Journey of Honor. Since 1969, we've been bringing out nothing but the truth. And today it's a beautiful time to understand that your people are the chosen people of the Most High. And, the ISUPK, we definitely enjoying what's going on out here. All the controversy of, what Kirby Ivan and Kanye West is doing, at the end of the day. But we've been doing this since 1969. It's nothing new to us to hear a lot of backlash come towards our way. You understand? But however, shout out to them brothers, that honestly, took the shot of trying to enlighten their people. We're letting them know that they are the real Jews, that the Bible speaks of. You understand? But like I said, since 1969, the ISUPK 1 West under Commander Jenny Yohana has been telling the blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people that they are God's chosen people and that they are the Jews of antiquity of the Bible, man. And you know what I'm saying? We all have a responsibility. And when I say we all, I'm only talking about, the 12 tribes. I'm only talking to the 12 tribes, actually. And we all have a responsibility, to take accountability for our actions. You know what I'm saying? The more we take accountability for our actions, the more we actually learn how to live realistically. You understand? The more we take accountability for our actions, the more we avoid pretending that we could just do anything we want. The more we could avoid that type of lifestyle that the Christianity has been trying to push on us as a nation of people. You understand? Here in the ISUPK, we're trying to build men up. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to raise young boys to be men and be husbands and raise their family to, to live a better life, to have better discretion, and to have better judgments in their decisions and everything like that. You understand? As young men in this world, in the hood and, throughout all the ghettos, throughout this whole earth, you understand? We need to learn to have discretion as a nation of people. We need to learn how to communicate with one another, We need to learn how to have better judgment. As a black man, we put ourselves in a lot of bad situations, and it's all because of a lack of understanding and a lack of knowledge. You know, the Bible tells you how you should walk. If you read this Bible, you read the wisdom and you learn, you try to apply it to your life. The more understanding you get day by day, every sundown, every season, you get more seasoned into this truth. And here in ISUPK, man, we're trying to guide you, brothers, into the way, guide you, sisters, as well. We're trying to guide you into the way of righteousness. Of course, we get a lot of backlash, but none of that is phasing us, man. This is what we expected because this is a society that is ran off of nothing but lies. The elections is in process right now, and these politicians lie to get that vote. A lot of these politicians lie to the people to get a vote. You understand? So here in ISUPK, we're teaching you that in order for this society, in order for this world to be better, you know, you have to speak the truth. In America today, in this society today, there's nothing but lies being spoken, and that's why it's a lot of plagues. That's why COVID-19 is here. That's why monkeypox is here. It's a lot of catastrophe as a result of lying to the people. And I actually became, man, under Commander General Hanna, we're taught not to do nothing but tell the truth. You understand? Be realistic with yourself for one. Learn how to take accountability for your actions, and that's what the Lord is teaching. That's what the Lord is teaching his children. You understand? Take accountability for your actions. You understand? And teach your brothers, your neighbor, to take accountability for his or her actions. And you want to treat them as you would want to be treated. So you need to look at yourself, man. You will want to have yourself be treated with nothing but support and health. So that's how you're supposed to be treating your brothers and your sisters in today's society. But in all reality, when you look back and step back and observe, you know, our communities, we're not looking at each other as, you know, neighbors that we want to support and, you know, motivate to be healthy. Um, in this society, we are constantly reminding each other that we are a special people. We're constantly reminding each other that we need to be, motivated and to do this. But it's the bare minimum of people doing it. The majority of the people are out here robbing each other, murdering each other, uh, molesting each other, and you know, just committing nothing but malevolence towards each other. And that's going against the commandments of the Most High God. So if you're saying that you love the Lord and you commit an evil to a neighbor, or you have a hatred to a brother or a sister, and you then pull that brother or sister aside, I'm just letting you know that you're not going about the situation in the correct manner, and you're not abiding by the morals that the Lord requires you to abide by. You understand? The Lord requires us to be together. In Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, he says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. We are that people that's not desired on this earth. So we should not be fighting each other. You understand? We should not be fighting each other. We should not be battling each other over the littlest problems, man. The problems that can definitely be resolved with just counsel. Now, who you get this counsel from is also a major decision to make as well as a person. A lot of our people, we get decision or advice is from the wrong people, which causes us to lead in, you know, a path that has us walking in the left and right. a crooked path. And we take a lot of counsel from the Christian church. The Christian church, throughout the years that we've been in captivity on this land, man, they have not given us the solution to better our communities. Through observation, they've given us more of the solution to submit ourselves to our oppressor rather than separate and be holy and build ourselves up as a community of Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people. Learn about our true identity in our own culture. Christianity has taught us to accept the culture of our oppressor, which is, you know, is so evil to teach a man or a sister that, especially at a young age, you teaching kids to sit on Santa Claus's lap, like that's just like that's kind of left if you think about it. Pedophilia, if you think about it. Even Halloween, man, we've been teaching our kids never take anything from a stranger, never talk to strangers, and but one day throughout the year, you know, you can take candy from a stranger. Like it's a lot of demons, it's a lot of devils out here, man. Like, and they're hunting for our kids, and they hunting for our people. So you gotta look at these pagan holidays, man. What is it teaching our kids? What is it teaching our youth? You know what I'm saying? Like Halloween, everything about Halloween. If you're teaching that to your kids, you should really rethink that, because you know people start having that Halloween spirit 2 weeks prior before the actual Halloween. And so is your kid if you're teaching him to celebrate Halloween. You know what I'm saying? To take candy from strangers and neighbors knocking on their door. Man, that's where kids end up being kidnapped and everything, because, people pull up and say, hey, I have candy. Do you want some candy? And then next thing you know, they're taking kids, man, 2 weeks prior before Halloween. You have to, like, we're leading our kids into the fire, man. And we need to really understand that this is our hell on earth. It's nothing but catastrophe if we look away from the Most High. You understand? If you keep looking away from the Most High, forsaking the Most High, you're gonna live a life of hell. You know, your kids is gonna end up missing, or you're gonna catch a certain disease that you can't get rid of. You may end up in a bad situation where you get shot or get robbed, or just something evil is gonna happen to you because you're just not listening to the judgment of the Most High. And that's why I label this, learn about discretion, man. Like, learn about how to have good judgment. You know what I'm saying? Learn about, how to communicate with people around you. You understand? Like, learn about how to do these things, man. And ISUPK, we teach this. In order to have discretion, though, you need to have the wisdom and the understanding of the Bible, though. You need to have the judgment of the Most High in order to have good discretion. In order to have good anything, you need to have something of the Most High. So, without further ado, we're going to start at Proverbs chapter 2. It says, my son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear to wisdom and applying thine heart to understanding. Verse 3, yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. And this is what we're supposed to be doing, man. We're supposed to be trying our best to seek this understanding of why we're supposed to be on this earth? What is our responsibility as a man? We have to go out and seek that wisdom. As a man, you're supposed to go out and seek the wisdom of you being a man on this earth and learning about your responsibilities, learning about your nature as a man. And then sisters, you're supposed to be seeking this earth, and learning about your responsibilities as being a woman. What is your nature of being a woman? So what you would do is you will come to the commandments of the Most High God. You will come to the priest, and we're going to teach you this wisdom, teach you so that you can understand. And in the way you understand, you have to get seasoned in this. This is not something that you could just be told, and so I can just be told, and you just know the 100%. This is something you have to walk in. This is your walk in life. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to make mistakes so you can learn from them. This is your grace period. You know what I mean? This is the mercy of the Lord. You understand? This is our chance to be reborn. This is our chance to be reborn and returned into the Most High God. You understand? So we have to now throw away that old life we knew, that life we lived before where we didn't fear the Lord. That's why it says, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. We have to throw away that life we had. We knew when we didn't fear the Lord. Because that life is miserable. Ain't nothing but catastrophe in that life. Ain't nothing but, people trying to get over on you. And just, you surrounding yourself around bad mentality. You understand? But you come into this truth and you seeking your counsel and you getting your questions answered to be a better you. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, finding yourself and walking with these commandments, man. It's about changing yourself. Transformation is a good thing in your life. And you have to have some discretion, man. You have to have the type of judgment to say, okay, this is good and this is wrong. In order to have that type of judgment set, you have to learn what is right and what's wrong. You have to learn, okay, these are the commandments. Anything that the commandments say to do, I'm going to do. Anything outside of it is wrong. And that right there is having good discretion. That's the beginning of your discretion. You understand? And that's you being obedient to the Lord, because to fear the Lord is you being obedient to the Lord. You have to follow the commandments, man. You have to be obedient to the Lord. All right. Verse 6, it says, for the Lord giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yea, every good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, and understanding shall keep thee. So understanding is going to keep you, man. You have to have understanding when you're walking in this truth. You can't just read the Bible. A lot of Christians say, oh, I read the book from Genesis to Revelations. But they don't have no understanding of what the Bible is trying to teach, man. They don't have no understanding of it. So that's why there's so many different denominations of people following, different priests or whatnot, or so false prophets, I should say, Salafi. Following these false prophets into different paths because they don't have the proper understanding of this Bible. They're not getting taught this wisdom and broken down, they word by word, line by line. You know what they're doing? They're going to a greedy pastor. They're going to a greedy pastor that's just trying to get a buck, get a Rolls Royce, and get a mansion. He's not trying to feed the poor. He's not trying to help people out with their life. You understand? He's not trying to save them. You understand? Like these pastors is leading, the Lord's chosen people astray. They're leading the Lord's people astray, man, and it's all because the lack of understanding that they be teaching, that they interpret from these scriptures. You have to come into the ISUPK, be taught on the command journey in Hana about this true wisdom in the Bible and the true understanding of the Bible. The Lord is a man of war. We are now like this. The wisdom in this Bible is a balance between. It's a balance. It helps you balance your life when there's chaos and there's order. You understand? The wisdom of this Bible is trying to teach you how to survive through genocide, teach you how to survive through oppression. The Christian church is not teaching these attributes, these lessons. Having good discretion on who you should be talking to, on who you should trust, on what things you should follow, what things you shouldn't. You're not going to learn that in the Christian church, because in the Christian church, they are supporting your agenda. They're supporting the things that you want to do and you desire to do. And they only say these words. They say, as long as you believe in Christ as your Savior, you will be saved. And that's all they say to you when you're in the Christian church. And they teach you how to sing. They teach you how to dance, catch the so-called Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost. It's like, but they're not teaching you about the history and the Torah, Genesis through Deuteronomy. They're not teaching about the curses that's on God's chosen people. They're not teaching you nothing about God's chosen people, the Israelites. All they're teaching you is that you should love everybody, and everybody is equal. And now, in these days of 2022, now they're trying to push homosexuality, which is totally against the Most High God, which is an abomination. You know what I'm saying? It's an abomination to teach that it's okay to be a homosexual. It's an abomination to teach that. But in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, Salaki, we'll come back to that. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. This is what Christ said. Because you got Christian pastors and ministers and whoever, reverends, however you may call it, they're teaching people that it's okay to be whatever you want to be. You want to call yourself a girl when really, by nature, biology, you are a man. Let's see what Christ says. This is in red writing. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. It says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Verse 18, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled." Verse 19, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven." So notice how the Lord right here, notice how Christ is saying, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments. Now, Christians argue up and down every single day, coming up against the ISUPK, that there is only 10 commandments. Most of them say the commandments is done away with. But this is Christ right here saying, whosoever shall break one of the least commandments. So for them to even say that there is only 10 commandments, right there and then you can say that they have a lack of understanding, because there's over 610 commandments in this Bible. There's over 610, right? And Christ is saying, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. So if you are teaching men that a man and a woman is not married until they have until they have a marriage certificate, you're teaching blasphemy, man. Like, honestly, sex is marriage according to the Bible. So why is anybody out here teaching you that, oh, you're not married until you have a marriage certificate? If sex is marriage according to the Bible, right? Why is anybody out here teaching you that you can talk to your brother's wife? Why is anybody out here teaching you that you can celebrate these pagan holidays as long as you feel as long as you have an idea of what is celebrated for, and then you agree with it? And these Christians, they go so extreme when they're trying to justify why they sin, man. They go to the extreme. I remember talking to a sister one time, and she was saying, like, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I date a guy who celebrates Christmas because, I understand why he does it. And I agree with why he does it, because he's just giving gifts to the excuse is always the kids. The excuse is always the kids. And honestly, you don't love the Most High if you're putting anybody before him. You don't love the Most High if you're putting anybody before him. You understand? In Matthew chapter 10, you don't love the Most High if you're putting anybody before him. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 37, it says, we're going to start at verse 36. Matthew chapter 10, verse 36, it says, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Now, foes is enemy. That's what foes means, enemy. It says, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Verse 37, he that loveth father or mother than me is not worthy. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. So if you love your father or your mother more than Christ, more than the Lord, you are not worthy of him. Reading on, it says, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So if you're trying to use your kids as an excuse on why you celebrate these pagan holidays, you are not worthy of the Most High's blessings. You're not worthy of it. You're not worthy of him. You're not worthy of his protection. You understand? And you're putting yourself in a bad position, and you need to repent. You're putting yourself in a bad position because you're trying to look away from what the Most High is trying to give you. The Most High is giving you nothing but life, and you're choosing death. You're choosing death. Christianity teaches you that there's free will. There is no free will. If you have some good discretion, you will understand the best decision for you to make is to keep these commandments and just have understanding on how you're supposed to be as a man, and how you're supposed to move as a man, your actions, how you're supposed to respond in your speech as a man. Vice versa for your females. How y'all supposed to move at females, your actions, how you supposed to respond in your speech, maybe to anybody or to your husband. You understand? So having good discretion is a big part of, being an Israelite, because Israelites are supposed to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Supposed to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Meaning, man, we not supposed to be out here moving all loud. You know what I mean? We supposed to be hidden, man. We supposed to be in there camouflage, blend in, blend in. You understand? But when it's time, Friday and Saturday, we go out there and speak our word on the streets, Friday and Saturday. But being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, meaning that when you at your slave, you ain't gotta be out here so argumentative and because then you're gonna get fired, man. Like they don't want to hear that. Like just be cordial in your speech. Be very cordial. I'm trying to break this down the best way I could, but having good discretion, meaning like choose the right time to teach, choose the right time to just chill, just relax. Like if you hear a man over here, a Edomite or a Moabite saying something, you know, very, very evil towards your people and you at the slave, it just may not be the right time to say something, man. Like you still have a family to feed, you still do, just use the right words to talk to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Having discretion is all about, using your, having a good vernacular, having a good, a good choice of, good judgment about how you supposed to respond to situations. And I've been learning that as a person, man. I work around a lot of, heathens, so how I respond to certain situations, still knowing that I have a family to feed, I have a family to provide for. I can't just snap how, you know, black people are known to snap, known to wild out. I have to respond in a more intellectual way. I have to respond in a way that most of these heathens wouldn't expect a black man to respond in. You have to have good discretion as a black man, Hispanic man, indigenous people. You understand? You have to have a good judgment, a good conscience, a good sense of responsibility and discipline as an Israelite man. All right. So now you bear with me. So we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 1. We're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 1. We're gonna start at verse 2. It says, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 2, it says, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. Verse 3, to receive instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. And that's what you should do as a young man. Right here in America, you should be attaining to wise counsels. You should be learning and just studying and applying your mind, like challenging your mind to understand these wise conversations, hearing these debates that the ISUPK is having with these Christians and 5%ers, these edifying conversations, because what the UPK is about is teaching, the true identity of your people. True identity of your people is a sensitive topic. We can't even today tell our people that we the true Jews on a high live platform without being canceled. Like I'm saying, like it's terrible out here, man, because a lot of our people is unlearned to where, when somebody comes and says the truth about our people being the true Jews, the real vision is to have everybody support that brother. The evil vision is seeing, our own people bashing and trying to support to cancel that brother. Support the evil speakings that's thrown at that brother, man. We need to gather together, man, because we are a nation that is destroyed for lack of knowledge, and we need to gather together because we need each other, man. We can't be destroying each other because we want to be like our oppressors, because we want to compare ourselves to our oppressors. We're going to destroy ourselves by trying to compare ourselves to somebody that destroyed us. And that's a major point. You can't be envious toward your oppressor. Why are you trying to compare yourself to somebody that's not you? The only person you should be comparing yourself to is you. You're supposed to be comparing yourself to the person you was yesterday, because the person the person you're trying to be is tomorrow. The person that you're trying to be is better than what you are in the present time. So you have to compare yourself. You gotta look back and say, okay, I'm doing this better. I'm doing this better. I'm transforming myself. You understand? Everything about following the commandments of the Most High God and seeking counsel in the ISUPK is all about transforming yourself to remove that old person, remove that old man, that old woman that you used to be. You have to transform yourself. If you don't transform yourself, if you don't set your goals in life, if you don't have any goal in life, then you're living a life of pointless. You live in a pointless life. So you live in a pointless life, and a pointless life is, is miserable. And the result of it is depression. The result of this is suicidal thoughts. The result of that is, warping yourself into the customs of the streets. And, we all know the result of that. It's prison or death. And our people, we play victim. We play victim at a huge rate, man. We play victim at that because it's running vampant in our community to result to organized crime and selling our soul and destroying our people just to get over. Our people, we turn on ourselves, man, and that's not what the Lord wants us to. That's not what the Lord wants us to be. This is what the Lord wants us to be. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. The Lord wants us to have a position at the top of an hierarchy. He wants us to be above all nations of the earth. But he requires something from us. He's the one who created the heavens and the earth. He's the one who created all of the nations on the earth. He's the one who created every living flesh. And he's given his chosen people a reward. And he requires of them to just keep his commandments. And he's saying all his commandments. He's giving his children a challenge. You can't be in this life and think that you are not supposed to be challenged. You know, the Christian church is giving you that type of logic, you know, like they're telling you that, you know, nobody's perfect. They're telling you that nobody can keep the commandments. They're watering down the wisdom of the Lord. They're watering it down. They're trying to make it softer. And that's poison. That's very destructive to the Lord's chosen people. That is what leads us astray as a nation of people. But however, in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, the Lord is saying, you know, keep my commandments. And I'll put you above all these people on the face of the earth. He's giving you a challenge. He's giving you a decree, an order. Can you keep the Lord's order? And the Lord is long suffering. But the Lord has love, he has mercy, and he gave us a grace period to get it right. He wants us to be on top. And we should want the same thing. When we see the ISUPK on the corners, what do we do? What do our people do? They curse at us. They spit at us. They want to fight us. Why? Because we are saying this is the high time to understand that you are a special people. This is the high time to understand that this is not the life that you should be aborting kids, and no life you should be aborting kids. Keep your kids. This is the time that we need to stop killing each other and learning how to seek counsel and learning how to talk to one another, negotiate. We need to negotiate more. We need to learn how to do that in the hood. We don't know how to do that in the hood. But there's no negotiation, there's conflict. There's a lot of conflict in the hood because there's a lack of negotiation. So, and that's just the truth right there, man. We need to wake up, Israel. Go back to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. A lot of our people despise wisdom and instruction. A lot of our people do. And that's not good discretion. That's not good judgment. That's not good thinking. Don't despise, don't hate instruction. Don't hate correction. Don't hate being told what to do. Our people hate being told what to do. And this is why we are being destroyed. The Lord is telling us what to do. His chosen people, he's giving us his wisdom and understanding. He's giving it to us as a nation of people. Nobody, no nation on this earth understands this Bible like we do, knows how to explain this Bible as we do. We are his prophets. We are his priests. But we refuse to accept that identity, which is asinine, which is a cause of catastrophe. We we despise the teachings of our Most High God because we want the teachings of the Caucasian Christ. You know, what the oppressor has taught us about Christ. We love the agenda of America. We love this society of America. We want to vote for them to continue to destroy us. We want to vote for them to raise all the gas prices and raise the taxes on our living and push abortions on our people, influence homosexuality on our brothers and sisters. This is what we vote for. This is what we vote for. But in all reality, if we came back to the commandments, we would have better wisdom and understanding. We will be able to discern what we should be doing and what we shouldn't. And voting is not something we should be doing. Hell no, voting is not something we should be doing. There's a lot of things as a nation that we shouldn't be doing. And I pray to today that we go ahead and separate, man. I pray that we separate. Because the moment the Black, Hispanic, Indigenous man separate, that's the moment when these oppressors is going to start to get scared, man. They're going to fear the outcome of that. Because it's prophecy. So I'm going to end the class off with that. Shalom Israel, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Command Engineer Hunter. Since 1969, we've been bringing out this truth. You know, make sure you make sure you pay your tithes. Make sure you pay your tithes with the ISUPK.org. Make sure you share this video. If you liked anything about this video, go ahead and make you some clips. Share the clips. You understand? Make sure you tell people to subscribe and push the like button. You know, push us in the algorithm, man. We're trying to get this word out to our people. But with that being said, Shalom, Israel.